The other day I was at lunch with a dear friend of mine who is one of the richest men in Hong Kong, and believe me, they are very rich when they're rich over there. This guy, whose family has been in Hong Kong for over 150 years, is the 5th richest man in Hong Kong. And he was sitting opposite me having lunch, and you know, I could see him, his eyes were here, his eyes were there, he wasn't hearing me, he didn't really answer. So I said, "Ooh, are you there?" And she said, "Oh yeah, you know, there's so much going on in my life. There's this company and that company." I said, "Okay, that's great. That's really great. Would you like to become president?" "Yes," he said. "Okay, so we did an exercise right there in the middle of the restaurant. Nobody noticed. Would you like to try that?" Yes. "So please get up. Breathe in, thinking about the breathing. Breathe out, feeling the breathing. And one more time, breathe in, feeling the breathing. And one last out breath, thinking the breathing." What it does, this breathing, thinking and feeling and thinking, it balances the two sides of the brain, and it brings you, I mean, the whole feeling in the room just changed. It went, whew. And I think some of you felt that suddenly you were here. And that's what we did in the restaurant. You can do it sitting down, right? Now, if it's okay with you, I'd like to share a little bit of my story. I studied a little bit all over the place. Like, who was it who said the other day, she's all over the place? Yep, in more ways than one. Found it difficult to fit in anywhere because I just couldn't fit into the mold. So I tried very hard to fit into the mold. I went and worked for Prince Kari Maga Khan. Didn't quite work. Thought I'd do something else. Studied child psychology. Never went there because I came to Hong Kong, or went to Hong Kong on holidays. And you know what? Nearly 7 years later, I'm still there. Very long holiday. In the meantime, I was offered to do certain things like market research. Now, 37 years ago, I had no idea what market research was, but guess what? I said, of course I'll do market research. And what are we researching? Combination locks. A girl, combination locks. Oh well, never mind, it worked. It gave me my first permanent job there, which was also a great experience. I got paid every other month the check bounced. I got recruited by a Swiss company, the multinational that you heard about, and broke all the glass ceilings, had fun, was the only woman in management. Yee-hee, of course I got paid a lot less. So that meant that I thought, now, they're not going to pay me the same salary. Right, I am going to get those boys by the so-and-sos. Which I did in the end because although my department was smaller, it was much more productive. Of course, I'm a woman. And then I thought, well, so how do I get more money than the boys? Bonus. Right. You should have seen those faces. The boys didn't like it. I did because I got recruited away to become partner. Actually, I had 2 offers at the same time. I chose to go with offer A, which gave me the opportunity to become a partner in this company, very small company, which I took to $50 million. We worked with LL Bean in this country. I don't know if you know that company, but we grew their business enormously. It was great fun until the day they decided it was no longer a partnership they desired. Well, that was good too. We found Boston Proper, invested, and grew it. During all this time, I had basically one success after the other. I had a great boyfriend. I had great staff. I was traveling the world, you know, first class, silver service, all the way. And still, I was looking for more. I wasn't quite sure what I was looking for. Does anybody know how that feels? You're looking for more, you're not quite sure what it is. And so I took Reiki, I did all sorts of interesting things, and it wasn't quite enough. It never was quite enough. Until one day, things have a way to happen so that you learn what your purpose is. If you're so stubborn that you don't see it, you know, boom, boom, boom. That was me. I decided to leave the corporate world and to share what I had learned. Because along the way, of course, I learned a few lessons. And my life, although it was busy, I still had time to go out. I had time to play sports. I had time to do all sorts of things, cultivate friends. I entertained a lot at home. And I would like to share some of that with you. Would you like that?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to talk about the principles to having it all. As long as business and the personal life is in harmony with each other, that they don't tear at each other. How many of you understand that you are often in situations where professional life tears you? Oh, I got to go. I still have this meeting at 11 o'clock tonight. Or, but you know, my kids, I have to go and get my kids. They're leaving school. And you know all that stuff that goes on up here. And you don't know what to do. So the first principle is what we've been talking about today, be present. So being present allows you to be here now, which means that when you are here now, you are going to do your job to 50% or 100%? 100%, maybe even more. And will it take longer or shorter to do? Yes, it will. You hurry, 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 you think you're saving time. In fact, you're being counterproductive. And that, in a company, will go straight to the bottom line, wouldn't it? So whether it's yours or somebody else's, it doesn't matter. It means it impacts your productivity. And if you're bored, oh my God, your productivity goes, whoo, whoo. I think a popular way of saying things here is it goes south. Do you think Warren Buffett would be as successful as he is if he were scattered? Now, if he weren't very present, he would not have gotten where he has gotten to and would stay there. I mean, he's not a 25-year-old. He's no spring chicken. And he is still one of the most successful people in the world. Focused, present. It's the same thing. Very, very present. Repeat, very, very present. So this is a very important principle. Now, I call it being awake. You might write that down because the mystery shall be revealed. And then, of course, those of you who know me know that I love to breathe. Yes. And we have a doctor sitting at the back of the room, and I'm sure he will confirm to me that it is essential for life to breathe. Isn't it so? You're holding your breath. Yes, it is not only good for life, it is good for life. And breathing makes you, again, what? Very present. It also oxygenates your blood. And you see, people who don't breathe are usually very stressed. What you do is you breathe into the count of 4, and then you hold to the count of 4, and then you exhale to the count of 4, and you hold to the count of 4. Okay, so breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. And continue to breathe in and to hold and to exhale and hold. And breathe in and hold. And exhale and hold. You just breathe. Actually, it's very cheap, and you can do it anywhere. Now, if it's cheap for you, you know how good that is for a company? It is amazing, because people become more present, they breathe, they become healthier. So you have less absenteeism, you have less people wandering around not knowing what they're doing. And probably, and this may be good or bad, productivity will increase enormously, which means that 5 people will be doing the job of 5 or 5.5 people instead of doing the job of 3 people. Well, I think any company or any association would really love that. And it's very easy. Anyway, I call that aware. The third point that I have always found has helped me enormously is detachment. What does that mean? It means not being attached to an outcome. It means not taking things personally. Listen carefully. The partner who is getting the news, the bad news, constantly says, how does it get any better than this? You constantly repeat, while the other one is telling you your bank has crashed, your bank has crashed, your bank has crashed. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Okay? How does it get any better than this means when you're at the bottom, show me how it's getting any better than this. And when you're at the top, show me how it gets even better than this. I mean, you can tweak it. Actually, I used this with some salespeople. And there was one who was not really very good. And I made them repeat, how does it get any better than this? 10 times in the morning before they went out to do their sale, 10 times after each call, whether they completed the sale or not, and 10 times when they came back to the office. Within 3 months, the worst salesman became the best, and the general results had gone up by 30%. How does it get any better than this? And I call that being alert. Now, ideally, we all have a winning formula. My winning formula is alert, awake, aware. And when you practice what we've gone through today, and you become alert, awake, aware 24/7, you will see things, you'll be aware of things before they even happen. Your sensitivity for business, your sensitivity for people, your sensitivity for events is going to increase so much. And you will be fully in your power of choice, because then you can choose to have the company you want, to have the business you want, basically to have the life and the success you want. Yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for today. So thank you so much for paying attention, being here, being present. I really appreciate it.